Hi everyone, I'm CCYamato. It's the 6th episode. This is another looks like filler episode, and there's a lot of buzz that apparently this may be Mei Ling's first appearance, so to speak. Not entirely sure what it is yet. Some people have been floating around the idea it's just going to be a video call. She's probably not appearing in the episode as far as like physically in the show yet, like appearing as a character, but who knows. We're also going to get Lion Kiro for the first time in the series, basically, because again, as I said last week, he hasn't appeared as his lion form in the manga yet, so this will be a first. Yeah, then otherwise there's been a lot of buzz this week about like Xiaoran's going to play a piano. It's like, okay, I mean I don't share this enthusiasm, but I guess I'm just hoping for another interesting sound-related card to come out of this. This isn't going to be the record episode, because record is under different circumstances. As far as we know right now, they're not going to change how the manga plays. So most likely this is not record, this is going to be some other sound or music thing. So, I don't know, if we use the same principle as like cloud cards and the bases, then there was a song card, so maybe this will be a chorus card. I don't know, I guess we'll find out right now. Hey, what do you know? It's the CCYamato charm. I say it's probably not going to be something. It is something. It was the record episode. And you know what? I am totally good with that, because the manga was kind of clumsy with record, because it was like, it jammed record and flight into a single chapter, so they spaced it out, they gave it its own place, so presumably when she gets flight in the next episode, based on what the preview is, flight will be properly introduced, because if you've been following the manga, what happened is like she caught record and flight in the last like page of the same chapter, and it was unclear that she had gained 2 cards, because they didn't call out flight, it just called out record. So okay, so what happened in this episode? So we get Sakura is going out to get dinner. She meets Akiho. She meets Momo, the stuffed animal. Spoiler. It's not a stuffed animal. Then she starts hearing this strange buzzing sound. Later in the episode, she kind of calls it like a buzzing. It's more like static. Static like a camcorder, like back when camcorders used to use tape. Later in class, they're doing readings from some traditional Japanese story, I'm sure. Akiho has her thing where she reads her section, and everyone's all like, "You read that really well," and it's like, yeah, you know what, it makes sense considering that she's not a native Japanese speaker. Anyway, they go to the chorus room and they sing a really, really nice duet. Like, I will totally buy that CD of Akiho and Tomoyo doing duets together. Totally, I'll do that. That was beautiful. And then they conveniently have a reason to get the non-magic people out of the room so that they can capture record. Yeah, so that and then the episode just kind of crashes. Like this episode and the last episode kind of both crashed at the end. They don't really they don't end properly. They just sort of, they have a line, and normally you're supposed to like fade out. They don't fade out, they just kind of stop. So I'm not sure who's editing the end of these episodes, but they're kind of just, they're not doing it as well as they probably should. So Mei Ling is in this episode, and I was right there. Mei Ling is, she's on a video call. There isn't a whole lot revealed other than the fact that Mei Ling implies that she will show up during the summer holidays. So right now the manga is actually still in like middle or late spring. So it's going to take a while. If the manga keeps, or if the anime keeps the same pace as the manga, it's going to take a while to get a Mei Ling episode if she's only going to show up in the summer. If we get there at all. It's like, again, the way the manga's going right now, the pace it's going, we're not even going to get to summer before we're out of clear cards. But the moment there with them was good. Like, I liked the conversation, and then that she gets in a fight with Kiro, and Kiro's lion form is trying to prove how awesome he is, and he's backing himself into a corner. But there was a weird thing with the animation where, like, Kiro's head is enormous, like, compared to Sakura's. It's huge. It shouldn't be that big, I don't think, but I don't know. I do have animation sheets for that. I should check it. Let me say it again now that this is becoming a recurring thing for me. The animation is really getting wonky on some of these episodes. Like, it's again not even the far off crowd shots, just like the in-betweeny shots are really starting to get a little lazy, it seems to me, especially around the eyes. They just really get bad. And maybe I'm just being too critical, but from a series like Cardcaptor Sakura that put a lot of care and precision into even the recycled animation, I guess I expect more. And I don't want the series to be like the nightmare that was Dragon Ball Super and Sailor Moon Crystal when they came out. And it isn't. It's not as bad as that by a long shot, but I'm just saying it. I expect better. It's not killing the show, and it is still my theory that, like, when a Blu-ray comes out, that's probably stuff that's going to be kind of cleaned up, because that seems to be how anime works these days, where you kind of rush it out the door a little bit to make it air, and you'll clean it up later, a year later when the Blu-ray comes out. But I know there are some Blu-rays that are already coming out, and honestly, I would wait until the entire series is released before you go and buy a Blu-ray, because I don't think you're going to get maybe the best quality. I guess that's just my one platform that I'm standing on right now with the animation, is that it could be better. One high note though, we got some classic Shaoran in here. We had some Shaoran like he used to be, that kind of, grumpy, young teenage boy kind of Shaoran. Like, he's been too shonen throughout the anime so far, throughout the manga so far. He's been so smooth and polished, and we got a little bit of that rough, old school original series Shaoran. When it's revealed he can play the piano, no one knew, but he's like, Mei Ling, he's told people my secret. Like, I like that. I appreciate seeing Shaoran when he's not trying to act so dignified and refined. And the anime also is kind of implying that Shaoran has a lot of frustration. We already knew he had frustration over what's going on with the series. But now he's like, I can't feel these cards at all. So it kind of muddies the idea that maybe Shaoran does or does not, or is participating in the creation of these cards and whatnot. It kind of muddies the point. Alright, so I said it earlier, the next episode looks like it's going to be the flight card. And looks like since they're removing record from it, because they've already caught it, they're going to focus more on probably the measuring for the new costumes. We're going to see Tsunomi in this episode. And there's a scene right at the end where she's laying out all the clear cards, so they're probably going to talk a little bit about the clear cards. There's also another moment that shows her, like, I don't know, using gravitation as a way to get to the high ground, instead of being able to fly, because she hasn't gained the ability to fly yet. So that's a unique way to use that, to kind of put a gravity sink on top of a tree and jump up to it. I'm interested to see how that goes. So it looks like, yes, we are going to get back onto the manga storyline a little bit, but we have established a good foundational rule here that it is acceptable for the anime to rewrite some of the card captures from the manga, which is something that happened in the original series, yes, but it's a lot of the times most of the original, well, yeah, I guess for the most part, no card got captured the same way it did in the manga. But the anime here had been mostly following the manga, but now it has given itself license to be different, which is probably in its best interest for cards that, frankly, weren't handled well in the manga. But off the top of my head, I think Record and Flight were really the biggest ones that needed a rewrite. So if more come up, I might be proven wrong. But for now, that's the end of episode 6. It was really good sound-wise, because a lot of the old music had a lot of presence in this. There was a lot of the old soundtrack. The duet was great. Record was just record. It was really short. So this is another very card light episode. But character stuff was good, all that, and just the world building in general. The animation again is getting the solid C, where it's great when it's great and it's weird when it's not. But that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, all the YouTube things. There will be a chapter video for the recent chapter that came out soon. I've been waiting until I get the Nakayoshis in before I do those chapters. But until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.